Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching Transport Fever in the style of the Metropolis. I got something a little bit different for you today. We're going to kick off with a major change to the route between Wolverhampton and Barcelona, and that's going to take the form of a bit of a time lapse. Tasty. And then we're going to build a brand new commuter route. You will see this unfold before your very eyes over the coming minutes, but you will want to stick around for the far side of it, because there is an hour of glorious commentary awaiting you after that. I'm not even kidding. I recorded this bit last. I intended the last bit to be like 25 minutes of just putting things in place, but no, as ever, it ended up being complete nonsense. Anyway, do stick around. I'm sure you're going to find this semi-enthralling. Right then, well, I'll tell you something for nothing. Detailing takes a heck of a lot of time. I'm not going to suggest that my detailing is any good, but you know, we've made a stab at it. Anyway, we're pulling out of the new look Wolverhampton. I'll show you some overhead stuff in a moment, but I thought we'd just we'd ride the existing setup to start with, just so we got a feel for the thing. Now it's flipping it. That's a close call going on there. Now, I mean, we've got. There is a sizable amount of traffic going on, and this group of signals right here, I don't think they're going to work. I think because I've created a setup there where there's a very high possibility you end up with trains going head to head trying to get into the same platform. So I'm expecting that to fail, but I just like the look of it. So there's that. But you know, we'll find out in due course whether that breaks everything or not. The set of signals we just flew through should have no problem at all with those. Anyway, here we go through the first of our stations, and you know, as advertised, this is going to be a new commuter route. So what I've basically done at each stop is build up a few residential areas, a few commercial areas that hopefully have just a little bit of demand generation to make these platforms work. I see no reason why it's not going to work. It's panned out perfectly well near El Paso, so this should pan out quite nicely. And that's the second one we're going through now, because obviously my goal is going to be to run a heck of a lot of trains up here. Potent signal, beautiful deployment there, even if it did take a lot of faffing about. You'll probably also notice over on the right there that there is a heck of a lot of traffic that is running up and down here, and that is going to be because of the demand generated by all these buildings that I've placed. I'm pretty certain I haven't over-egged it, but I think I might have over-egged it just a little bit. Now this is the truly modern station that we're going to fly through in a second here. I'm really quite pleased with how this has slotted in to what was quite a well-ordered, a well-working junction, and I'm hopeful that this junction will continue to operate quite soundly as we move on. And actually, this is probably the area where I put the most detailing effort in, and it does actually look pretty good when you're going through it in first person. Now, I'm wary of going overboard with any of this stuff because there's a high likelihood we start to get a frame rate hit as I pile in ever more stuff. But right now, frame rate seems to be fairly solid, and that's a positive thing here. So as we continue down, less decoration has been done here. I've really focused in one area. I pity the fall in the 2CV. Yep, you're dead. But you know, they knew the chances when they got into a 2CV in the first place. It's not the most robust of vehicles. On to the next commuter stop, and this kind of middle track area to let the expresses go through, I think is going to work out quite nicely. Now, if you're familiar with the setup I've got near Detroit, then you'll know already that what I do is I peel off the commuter trains onto, or rather off of the main express line when it comes into the stations. Now, I quite like that as a look, but in terms of practicality, I think this is going to pan out much better. So the other change that we made, of course, is I added a new stop here at the far end in Barcelona, as this is going to be the end of the line for the commuter. So, I mean, there are, hold on, mental calculations going on, 5, I think, stops in total, maybe 6. And that should lead to a nice little service for, I don't know, 5 or 6 trains, maybe. Something like that. Anyway, we're about to pull off from here in Barcelona towards, I don't know, wherever we're going next. Shanghai, I would imagine. Hey, look, I mean, we saw quite a lot of good train action along the way, particularly at Wolverhampton itself. But that's largely because the trains have bunched up somewhat since I started placing stuff. So that should space out a little more over time. Let's go and see if it's broken already, shall we? And jumping out. There you go. That's what you were riding on, in case you were wondering. But Wolverhampton Shanghai has only got 39 of 96 passengers on board, and one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to experiment with actually sticking another train on there to see if that makes a difference. Once I identify what it is we're running on that one. Oh, we're running one of those. Okay, fine. And then we'll get this show on the road as far as setting up the new line is concerned. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. So we're quad tracking all the way up here. You've got a couple of opportunities for goods trains to get in the way, as they invariably do. But I've stuck the signals. I haven't done anything of the sort. I usually put the signals for passenger services far enough back that they will get right of way over a passing goods train. And the secret is, and it doesn't work, but it's the best I've come up with so far, is if you put the signals for your goods crossover, if you put those as close as possible to the 4 tracks in the middle, it means that they have to have that whole segment clear in order to cross, right? Whereas if you stick your passenger signals, so if I stuck my passenger signals here and here, it would mean there was more opportunity for a passenger train to get into the junction before the freight train could. Obviously, if a freight train's already crossing, then you're doomed. You're hoisted by whatever petard you happen to have. But then here we move towards Dortmund. It's definitely Dortmund. I keep thinking it's Frankfurt. It's not. It's Dortmund. Now, I was tempted to try and rebuild this bridge, but frankly, the bridge is, it's not bad. I'm not thrilled with this bit, but overall it's pretty good. So I split the track off, as I'm sure you saw, and obviously here it's handling the, it's giving me the opportunity to click on all the painter stuff that I've stuck down, which looks a little odd. But I tell you what, the ability to just colour in swathes of area to make it look like you've got some kind of concrete jungle going on, I think is pretty cool. I've got loads more that I could do on here, but I wanted to get back underway before too long. The other thing I'll point out is that I have used some fairly modern buildings here, because obviously these buildings won't auto-update themselves, and I didn't want to come back as we approach a slightly more modern era and have to try and rebuild the stuff, because it takes long enough as it is. I can't keep up with this train to kernel cam it properly. We have to get further away. There you go. Now you've got a bit of acceleration going on. For the lazy decorators amongst you, and I consider myself among your number, just spamming trees all over the place, it hides a multitude of sins and ends up looking quite good. If you do it too much, it doesn't look good. But you do it just a little bit, and it looks absolutely dandy. Let's get up to that flipping loco at least. You've blown it. No, you wasted it. See, look, that's the shot you want. Maybe just a little lower down. There we go. That's not bad. That's quite good. If you ignore the tangled web of overhead lines that we've got running on there, you could say that this was maybe some kind of heritage train running on a modern network. I mean, that sounds plausible, doesn't it? Oh, look at this. It's all happening. Look at everything happening there. Magnificent. As you've come to expect. Right, okay, so let's do something productive. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get another Wolverhampton to Shanghai going on. Capacity 96. And yes, I am going to... My goodness me, I've got stuff all over this show. I've actually got an experiment I want to make at some point. Probably not today. But I've got an idea, I've got a notion, and you know how we like to explore that stuff. Right, so we're going to send it out from home base. No idea what route it's going to take to get there, but it's going to be exciting to find out, that's for sure. We haven't actually rolled forward by very much at all, and yet I'm up to $250 million in the bank. So we're at the point now where everything is possible. And I've just got a silly amount of money to get it done with. Right, here we go. We want one of those. Yes, please. Thank you very much. and you're capable of 175 kilometers an hour. What am I actually running on there at the moment? Can we go and have a swift look without breaking everything? You can. We're running these green Pullmans. Okay, fine. Good, fine. I'm happy to run those. Look at all this British Rail goodness going on here. We've got actual Orient Express cars. Are they fast? No, only 100 miles an hour. Yeah, kilometres an hour even. That's pitifully slow. That's 60 miles an hour for those of you in Old English. Right, 129. Nope. 180. New York Central Heavyweight. What else have we got here? Southern Pacific Olive. Well, that could do the trick, I suppose. Yeah, it says Southern Pacific on there rather than Pullman. Well, we could go looking for the actual Pullman. Here we go. 193. Oh, this is the chap, isn't it? Although, to be honest, this is a 60-year-old coach that would be sticking into service. Do we care? I think we probably do. And since we haven't used this Southern Pacific, let's bang that on there. Right, there we go. One. Yeah, that's, what's that, 38. Add another 38 to 38 and you get 76. Probably. You're going to correct me if I'm wrong, aren't you? 76, and that's 95. Slightly shorter, that one, but it'll do nicely. Set onto Wolverhampton, Shanghai, if you would be so kind. There we go. Right, we'll go and watch this happening, because we always like to watch this stuff happening. And then we will just hold on right there. No, not you. This one. You. Yes. Cease. Because we're going to try and deploy many things at once. So you just wait there. Don't close this window. And then we'll set up our new line. Now, originally, when I kicked off on this, my thinking was to develop El Paso and Sioux Falls and all of that kind of jaunt, to actually metropolize the Metropolis map a little. But then I thought, actually, I need to do a bit more over here, so we'll do it here instead. Right, Wolverhampton. There you go. We are underway. This has nowhere near enough housing for anybody to be interested. Wolverhampton South, moving on to Wolverhampton International. And see, with all this decoration I've got going on here, I can't even make out where I've left the flipping stations. Then we go to Dortmund International, and then we've got another one here. This is a good route. And then out to Barcelona. Now, we want to come in on the end... No, on the platform that you've chosen. This is chosen very wisely. And then heading back out the other way. Yeah, you've gone up the middle there. That's really not what I'm interested in. I think, do we waypoint or do we go signals? I think we go signals. So upstream, I want you on the outside lane. Got it. Downstream, I want you on the outside lane, which it hasn't done yet. Oh, of course it will. It will automatically default to doing it because that's where the platforms are. You nana. Right, okay, so Barcelona North is the next stop, which is right about here. There we go. Yeah, it just from the configuration of the platforms, this is gonna work like an absolute demon. Dortmund North, and then Wolverhampton. Have I missed one? Feels like I have. What have we got? North International North, North International North. No. It's all good. Then South, and then back to Wolverhampton. Have you chosen the best platform? I was pretty sure I'd allotted a platform just for you, you special little monkey. Yes, we're good. And look at all of this. That's a lot of train action that we're likely to see here, particularly if I opt to let's call this the Europe commuter, because it is 100% European. Phew. Wonders may never cease. Right, okay, good. That's that. Now then, let's go back over here. See, that's the benefit of not closing that one off. Now, as ever, we're going to have to deploy these trains as individual diesel units, but I haven't yet decided exactly what I'm going to use when they get up there, as far as their eventual train. Now I want something that has got some pace, because we're going to follow this through. Normally we don't do that because it's painful to watch these jokers going all over the show. Give me something fast. A New Haven Alco, but without a power booster. It just feels wrong. Give me power booster or give me death. And I'm not about to dispatch, because I'm going to send about 10 of these up the track. And sending it without a power booster is, I mean, they're not cheap for starters. I mean, I've got the cash, I suppose. 90. Oh, all right. What about steam? There must be a late steam that we haven't really used that has got some grunt to it. We've done more than enough Great Western. It's like it's the Austrian syndrome again. I end up with so many Austrian trains in my... that's the ticket. 10 million quid. You're going to spend 100 million quid on trains that you're going to replace pretty quickly. Yeah, I am. Right, okay. 1, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to like this. You thought I was going to say not a lot, didn't you? Those of you who know. And then from here, this is going to be a showdown for the ages. I'll tell you what, you know what? If I've spent 100 million on that, we will run some naked Alcos up there as well. I'll even mix it up because I like you guys. In fact, multiple unit diesel. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll send 2 that's in a different livery pattern. How fast are you there? Not very. Okay. Come on, give me something else that's got a bit of pace to it. We'll send 1 from New York, because I always use that one. And I don't want to say... Alright, I haven't used the Zephyr this series. This is just a ridiculous notion I'm doing here. What a waste of money. Anyway, here we go. Right, so European... Ching, 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 which lives under EU. Very good. Europe commuter. And tell you what, we're going to pause so that I can set them all up underway at the same time. This is a very expensive way to engineer what will be quite an unusual screenshot. Where are we? And Europe commuter. There we go. Now we've got to get all of these fellas over onto their line. You can go, and then we can upgrade them to electric if we see fit. Here we go. Look at this. This is going to be quite the view. I've no idea if they're going to be able to get to their destination or not. They're going to find a way. In fact, we could drag race this. Right, you over there. I mean, you're interfering with a rather grand screenshot, but it's going to be worth it. There we are. This is quite eclectic. Old meets not quite as old, meets not quite as old once again. Now then, the question is, who's going to get right of way? If any of you. Now, we've all seen the video of drag racing trains. And I was quite pleased to see that. I would name check who made it, but I can't remember who it was. But if you haven't seen it already, go look for. I can't remember what it's called even. Well, aren't I helpful? It's something like Speed Check for Trains, Transport Fever, something like that. It was linked off the Reddit, and it's well worth your time to go. Look at all of this! Oh, this is a silly amount of train. Love it. Absolutely love it. Look at you with your shiny coaches. Oh, so shiny. Admittedly, means we're going to be sat here for a bit. I don't really want to spend 20 minutes waiting for everything. And we're away! Okay. Sneaked inside the signal there. This nice Canadian... Oh! 2 of them are underway. And they are taking diverse paths. I like it. Alright, good. Good. Well, good hunting to you. You are in competition. So so we got one heading for Barcelona, and then get off, and then the other lot are heading for Wolverhampton, and then we've got another lot still that are going for Barcelona. Well, we've got one going for Barcelona. How tremendously exciting this is. Yes, it is. It is tremendously exciting. How dare you say otherwise? Right, okay, well, we'll continue to hop between the three. Who looks like they're going places? You look like you're on your way. Right, where are we off to here? So you've gone up the... Is this the main... Yeah, it is. It's the main line. So you've gone up the main line. There we can see our little commuter number there. Completely full, as you'd expect. Right, so if you've gone up the main line, where are you heading to? I see. You're taking the Krakow route. Okay, well, good luck with that. It's busy round there. You're going to be waiting for a bit. And obviously this one has taken the same route and is now stuck on a junction. That's not a Zephyr, is it? No, it's not. I thought for a moment it was, but it isn't. So that's good. Don't wait here too long. I'll change these signals for electric. And there are some fans of the old semaphores out here, so I want to keep some intact, because we all like a semaphore. We're away. Hooray for us. Meanwhile, where are you stuck? Who are you waiting for? You're stuck on the main line. Who's this ahead of you? This is the Sioux Falls main line. Perhaps unsurprisingly, given that this is the main line. Now, I need to upgrade this fairly soon. As you can see, the train is getting a little on the old side. Patches of rust are showing. Passengers are checking the price of their tickets to go like, really? We get a ride on this rust bucket? My, what value this is providing. Oh, look at this massive oil train going over the top there. Tasty. Right, who's still moving? You're still moving. Now, given that you're not pulling anything, I would anticipate that you could potentially get a slightly higher top speed. I mean, or you could be pushing your actual... I suppose it's because you're having to stop every couple of minutes on this incredibly... Flipping heck, how much of a traffic jam have we got going on here? Who are you waiting for? You're waiting to get into that station. Okay, well, you know what? We could stick a signal a little closer in there. Yeah, it's happening. Signals are happening. You know, you could queue just outside the station, which would at least allow things to keep moving. And that's the real... I mention this too often, but the goal that we have is everything keeps moving. Not these three jokers, because obviously they're special services, but regular trains, we want them to continue rolling as much as possible, and more signals is the most effective way to ensure that. It is, I assure you, it definitely is, because the more signals you put in, the more blocks they've got to move into. I don't need to explain this to you, you're an expert. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. This is Colonel Failure's expert level transport fever channel. Certainly not littered with nonsense. Right, okay, speaking of which, here is some nonsense that we haven't got going on at the moment. And as if by way of demonstration, let's pull right up to the next station. Now you're going to have to wait at quite a few sets of signals, I'm afraid, and immediately behind you comes another one. Love it, fantastic. Which means that you're somewhere else. You're on the other line. That's why. Okay, right. Well, fine. Well, let's see where Team Wolverhampton have got to. Currently approaching Detroit. Really? Detroit's pretty close to where you started, you know. I mean, we've been going a little while already, and you're taking your sweet time, and you're certainly not helping out as far as keeping this Wunder network profitable. Not that I'm holding it against you at all, but I am holding it against you. Anyway, you crack on. Stick it into notch 2 at least. Come on. Oh, what are you waiting for? Use the overtaking lane. That's what it's there for. No, this isn't open TTD. We don't do that here. you have ultimate control over where your trains go. Except, of course, when you've sent them on some wild goose chase to go and get stuck in on somewhere new. Actually, this looks like quite a nice bit of view as we head through Detroit, through to kind of the upper Detroit area, which is a name for it that I have literally just invented. There you go. So we've got a mainline commuter ahead of us, and that's the tiddly commuter coming the other way. Nice, isn't it? Isn't that pretty? Yes, it is. Onwards. Because this is not riveting, although we have got another steam train coming opposite direction, which will obviously be the return of a... No, it's not. It's another flaming diesel. I assumed for a second there, due to the amount of smoke it was putting out, it must be a steam train, but no, this is just a smog-ridden diesel bus on rails. Still waiting for the quote-unquote express to clear through here. Now, it's very tempting while we're sat here to look at making a replacement on that now. Now then, we have used the Alco already, but I think this particular line would be well suited to it. Now, I'd need to upgrade it. I mean, that's obviously not going to be helping with the top speed of these fellas. We'd need to upgrade to max speed, but what we won't do is electrify it. What we won't do, there you go, very good, is electrify it. Oh, I know. You see, you've started now. You're gonna have to finish. But yeah, I think we'll run Alco series up here because you know they don't get to be kings of the hill for very long. More extraordinary services come into play quite quickly. What's going on? Oh, autosave. Hello there. Nice to see you. You've been quite busy today. While I've been tinkering around. Where have I gone? While I've been tinkering around with everything. Yes, I do need to upgrade the stations as well. Yes, I am afraid of doing that, as I'm sure you can understand and sympathise with. Because what if it says no? Then you're going to be left with some tracks that look dirty, aren't you? And you don't like that. You like either all tracks to look dirty and old, or all tracks to look nice and clean. Will you stop sounding your flipping whistle every 3 seconds? I know I'm doing things to the track. You don't need to get overexcited about it. I don't really need to put that track in either, but I am doing anyway. If we're modernizing here, this is going to be very expensive if I'm upgrading all these stations. But then, when have I ever shirked from doing something merely because it was expensive? In fact, if memory serves, it only makes me more inclined to do it. There we go. Now, we are going to end up with some dirty rails here, so we don't really want them hammering the brake on as they come into that corner, but I suppose that's going to be fairly inevitable. And the reason for that is because otherwise we lose our little cruise past moment, which is a nightmare. I mean, it causes all manner of traffic pile-up, but no, you don't need to high speed that station. They're coming in at like 20 kilometers an hour. You most definitely do not need to upgrade that station. But we will upgrade this one. Just make it high speed. Don't change anything else. Collision. First time. Every time. What are you colliding with? And can I bulldoze it? Alright, well, okay, new rule. If you say collision, you don't get an upgrade. Yeah, what you going to do? Outdated. Please use the new... Nah, collision. Oh, flipping Nora. Flexible. Still a collision. Right, well, no upgrade for you either. Nope, suck it up. This one would be really quite nice if we could get this to work. No collision. Good station. Who's a clever station then? Right, and then I mean, I hope you're keeping an eye on all of this. There's a lot of real high thrills entertainment going on in those little windows. which you can watch instead of just watching. 3 buildings will be removed. Well, you shouldn't have built so close to the track then, should you? Idiots. Here's another one. What's the betting this one doesn't want to go? 1 building will be tough. Right, good. And there's another one, look. And we'll upgrade you as well. What do you mean there's only 1 commuter way? Collision. Oh, no. I need that one not to collide. Because we've got passing tracks in the middle. Now, if I can just target the track... Upgrade button. Which obviously I can't. Well, what are you colliding with? What a shambles. Oh well, no matter. We press on, for that is our creed. Right, carry on up there. Right. So here's the scheme. Here's what we're working on. I'm going to get all of this upgraded. Then we shall trot back and see where everyone's up to, and then we shall come back and we'll upgrade the mainline train to be something suitably USA. There we go. Yeah, do that. That's it. Can we upgrade? Let's not go anywhere near the bridge. The bridge terrifies me. Construction's not possible. Well, don't do it then. Don't. If you don't feel like it, I'm being a very generous parent today. Actually, that's the goods line. Possibly don't need to worry about upgrading that. That's going to be all over the place in terms of being patchy. Oh, that's going to get complaints. Someone will start a dedicated post with regard to I think the patchiness of the rails here is appalling and I would like to voice my displeasure. I will acknowledge this by stickying said comment for whoever is the first to make it. The only person who is not eligible to make this post is the person who made the post first. Alright? Oh, hold on. We've got no path. I find that hard to believe. What do you mean you've got no path? I haven't removed anything. This is the main line. I think I just confused it. There we go. Oh, crumbs. What have I done? I don't think I've done anything. I think it's just become a little bit baffled at life. You're probably on the wrong side of the track there, Mush. Yep, definitely on the wrong side of the track. All right, I can turn it around the right way once it has complete. Ah, you're coming out of Krakow. See, I would recognise that you're on the goods route. Oh, I hate to think exactly what kind of mayhem you're going to get into. I'm sure we'll find out. Actually, you'll end up on the right track as we come out this way. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Meanwhile, look at it. Just lurking there. In a very sinister fashion. Don't mind us. No, you carry on. We got places to get to. No, we're totally innocent. It's like you're seeing demons everywhere. Just seeing Alco drivers scowling at you as you go past. Going... Steam train. What a joke. Power, mate. That's what you want. But obviously they do that in kind of an American way. But I learned long ago, unless you're prepared to accept that the accent is wrong, don't do the accent. Unless it's in a jocular fashion. Right, okay. So the Sioux Falls main line, we shall go for a multiple unit. Yeah. We shall aim for the... What do we want? Let's go regular. I mean, I'm very fond of the New York, New Haven, there's New Haven, the other one's New York. I'm fond of it as a livery, but we'll go with the default. Right, and now, brace yourselves. I'm very likely to use the wrong coaches to go with that. All right, it's just embrace it. I'm pretty sure I'll get the right one. But I say that routinely, and I rarely do I get the right one. Okay, so we've got the Pennsylvania Railroad coach, 200 kilometers an hour. This was new. And we've got Chesapeake and Ohio as well. This is also 14 capacity. There's a joke to be made in there that I'm not going to make. Or we've got the aluminum lightweight. I know it's supposed to be pronounced aluminium, but it's an American coach and therefore it's aluminum. Right. Oh, you know what? I'm going... Oh, who do I fancy? I fancy Chesapeake and Ohio. Why not? let's do it. Do the thing. You sure about this? Yeah. And we want 10 of them. Are you sure about that? It's going to make for quite a long train. Shut up. Just do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 300 meters at least, which is going to be quite lengthy. Replace it now. 77 million quid. Tasty. Yeah, that's extreme transport feavering right there. Blowing $250 million in an episode. I love it. Right, let's see if we can find one that's actually changed up. Or in fact, we'll wait. One of them will do, and then we will apply a natty colour scheme. See if it takes, because sometimes modded carriages, the modder does go to the effort of making it recolorable. Sometimes they don't. I don't really mind either way. That they've gone to the effort in the first place is fine by me. Right, you're in Barcelona now. No, you're heading to Barcelona. And you're en route. Oh, well done you. You win the game. Congratulations. Smashing. Now, the good news about this is that I can make the replacement immediately because... yes, I'm right back. I got a brilliant job. Because the first station they're actually going to stop at is once the line is electrified. So even if I am using an electric train, shouldn't matter. You're having to wait for some goods. Come on, look, I just want to see one of these in mode. I tell you what, look, we'll go over here. There we go. You're waiting for that joker to go past with all his flat cars. We're waiting for in fact, we'll call that up off there. This is doing that. We've got a flashing light. It's the Santa Ana sawmill, everybody. Now, you're headed to the... No, you're not. You're carrying some kind of... What are you carrying? Construction material type stuff. There you go. Warning's gone. After the threat of violence from yours truly, it immediately complied. Right, okay, what are we going to stick on the European commuter, I wonder? Let's get shot of those. We don't see those anymore. Right, what are we going to replace them with? Well, everything is available to us. Let's have a look at what we've got. We're not going to put the HXD, 1XD, 2X on there. Oh, I bought these metro trains especially for the occasion. Now then, you've got the SV class here, 85 kilometers an hour. Soviet mass-produced EMU. Love it. 6 wagons, 234 passenger capacity. I think it might need it, you know. Or we've got the A-type, B-type modification. That says A-type there. You're just doing this to try and confuse me. It's a bit slower. I think we go with this SV class. 117 capacity is lovely. 3 wagons is about the right length. Let's do it. And obviously, if that's not up to scratch, we can then replace that with either the 6 or the 9 configuration. Replace now. No vehicle to replace. Oh, that will be because some of these vehicles are not in the correct zone in order for this to happen. All right, well, we'll keep that open over there. Just, I mean, we'll try and make it subtle somehow. Right, where are you actually up to? You're over here doing your route. Good for you. We've had one of the Sioux Falls Mainline make a change, so we can switch that off. Although I'll probably need to switch it back on again in a moment. You're really ripping it there, Chief. Come on. I think you can go a bit faster than that. I gave you the power booster for precisely this reason. Now, I know you've got 10 coaches behind you, but again, power booster. You're supposedly capable of 188. Maybe if I pushed you off a cliff, but it certainly doesn't look like you're going to get up to that today. In fact, it doesn't look like you're going to get up to it ever. But the hope here is, because obviously I've increased the capacity here as well. We've added pretty much 50% capacity onto this service, so it should make a bonanza level of cash while also increasing demand and fueling extra growth and all of that happy-go-lucky jazz. Oh, we've picked up a yellow hue, or is that a reflection? I'll tell you what, I quite like the yellow hue. Let's try it and see how my giddy aunt see how hideous it looks. It's not subtle, is it? Oh no, it's really not subtle. No, that's as ugly as can be. All right, what about this this dirty mustard? Dirty mustard. No, that's not. I don't think we're going to be able to rehue these unless we do it in black. Which looks all right. Hold on, it doesn't. I am yet to be satisfied with it. Okay, so we've basically just got the recolor as a flat texture over the top, because you're losing all of your texture definition going on there. I mean, the loco looks splendid, but you know, it's one of the default locos from the game, so that's that's odious. That is less odious. I know it's grey again, and you're all going to go, ha ha, I chose grey again. But I like grey. It works. There we go. Right, okay, we're going to run with that. I don't know which window I just closed there. Probably shouldn't have, but have done anyway. All right, yes, that looks promising. But as mentioned, this is quite long. It is jolly long. I'm just hoping that the stations that I've got here, I know this is a 400 we got here, so you shouldn't have a problem coming into there. But we're going to need to work on, I mean, all round, we're going to need to work on longer trains for passengers and increase the frequency as well, if we're going to get much more growth out of this series. I like it. Arguably, I've got them going too slowly, or there should be. I mean, actually, what might work quite well. Let's bring up my track upgrader here. Now, if we original standard tracks. Does this say original standard tracks? No, it doesn't. Wooden sleepers. What we want is concrete sleepers. Never mind. We can get past that. Is actually have variable speeds on here. So if we make this a 35, no catenary, thank you. And then we'll slow it. So what I'm thinking, sorry, I'm usually better than this at telling you exactly what's going on in my noggin. Is we'll make the high speed route just a little bit faster. Because a bit of variable speed limit is rather realistic, I find. 60k, no, yes, and then we'll do these at a 40. Actually, you know what else might work is actually if we do this. I'm pretty sure 40 is what I set originally anyway. Oh, there's an easy way we can find out. What are you doing? 20. Okay, cool. Right, so I should have thought of this before. So because I've set that section to a 40, it should clear through the commuter service a little bit quicker, which might end up having a reduced bottleneck kind of going on. So you're coming out of the station, and then you're leaving everyone else behind. Oh, don't do that. Are you working properly now? Does seem to have a slightly firmer connection. Yeah, and I think that the difference in speed there may make it look a little bit more realistic. We'll evaluate that in due course. Let's see where this lot of jokers are actually up to. I suspect the Zephyr is last one out. Kind of hard to say where it is. Okay, it's not hard at all. Obviously, when you zoom out, you can see exactly where it is. You've still got a shake to go. You're going to go via Rill. Okay, there are worse routes you could have chosen. The Alco AP, PA Central, New York, just saying words now. You're just coming out of Rill, okay. You are heading up the scenic tunnel route. Okay, cool. You are about to arrive. Terrific. Now we'll get to see the full majesty of this junction. I'm pretty pleased with this junction, I have to say, because it's ruddy simple is what it is. It's basically just one whacking great crossover with slipped junctions everywhere. They shouldn't have to use the slips too often. I think, well, you'll have to use them on the in and out, but it shouldn't get in the way of operations, I think is what I'm trying to say there. Okay, so you lot are in. I've got, how many am I waiting for? 3? Yeah, 3. I'm waiting for 3 of those to come in. How about you lot? Where are you up to? Well, I'm seeing electricity there, so that's pretty good. Are you on electricity? Yes, you are. Alright, so this is in position and running as well, I think. Although, why have we got unimproved track here? Oh, that's fine. It's just a different route. That's all good. Okay, so we're waiting for 3 trains to come in, and then we can set the upgrade in motion. All right, you've got a lot of windows open here. Let's make that less so. This is at the back. You know what? This is quite a nice bit of route, so let's ride it, cowboy. Signal's letting us through straight away. Marvellous. It's a nice bit of route, this. I don't know if we're on the best bit of it or not. We are on the best bit of it. Look at this. It's an unconventional bridge choice for me here, but I like it. Choo-choo. Orange. Good colour. Hold on. No, we've got something stacked up in front of us, look. Every time I get on the train, we get stacked up behind something and it all ends up just grinding to a halt. And I managed to fill for about 45 seconds. And then inevitably I have to exit from this camera. Oh no, hold on, it is moving. It's all good. It's all good. There we go. In fact, is that just a loco? I think it is. That's going to be an Alco ahead of us then. Okay, fine. Yeah, there will inevitably be a bit of a wait as we get in towards, because just the other side of this tunnel, just in case you're unfamiliar with the geography here, just the other side of this tunnel is the approach into Wolverhampton. So we are virtually there. And then it's going to tell me I can't upgrade all my trains. And that will be delightful. Delightful. Tell you, 45 seconds. Yeah, I tell you, this brick fascia that we've got on the approach to the tunnel here, I rather like that. That's quite dandy. The inside of tunnels, however, I know the boys and girls at Urban Games occasionally stop by to watch this stuff. Come on, folks, for the next one, let's sort out the inside of tunnels, shall we? Because you know, this texture, too repetitive it is. Now, I wouldn't mind if you've got some dynamic lighting kind of deal going in. So, wouldn't that be good? That would make underground services particularly spectacular if it was actually dark, apart from light sources coming from outside and lights you've got on the train and stuff. And then you could sit at the station and the coaches would be lit up and everything. That's simple. That's like an afternoon's work. I'm sure of it. I've seen videos. I know how this works. There you go. Put that on my personal request list. Thank you. That'd be good. Oh yeah, that'd be really good. I mean, generally make underground stuff better. There you go. Thank you. Much obliged. Hugs and kisses, Colonel Failure. Right, okay, here we go. We're coming in and we're about to hit electrification, and that's the point at which I'm going to pile off here and see if I can press the replace button. I hope it works. Right, let's go. And replace now. 33 million. Cheap. Because obviously we get all our money back for... Hold on, no, that's the one. Oh, no, that is the one you wanted to do. Because I'm replacing all of these big expensive locos with lots of cheap ones. Hold on, why are you not replacing? I say, you there. How's about you do some replacement? What do we got here? Oh, class 37, nice. The Dutch have arrived. Awesome. good stuff. Oh, well, we got plenty of good stuff happening. Oh, hello, what's going on? It's the Santa Ana sawmill, everybody. All right, I'm going to need to work on the frequency of that, aren't I? Our first train is up. Here we go. Love it. Now, we're going to have to check back on this because it did look as though 2 were not taking to the... Good sound. I don't like to stop myself mid-sentence, but sometimes you've just got to go, that's good sound you've got there. Whoever put this together, golf clap. Well done. Oh, that's terrific. I'm wasted riding along, tethered to the side of it. Look, we'll go along. The only thing that would impress me more, and I know it's not going to do it, but it would impress me more, is if the pantograph switches when it goes in the opposite direction. That would be a marvel, frankly. And I suspect it's not possible, but just saying, that would be quite a marvel. Given that you don't tend to get pantograph animation in this, it's either up or it's down, and that's your lot. A good strain back there, look. Seems to have a reasonable size load on it. That's good. Right, what are you waiting for? I imagine you're waiting for one of your comrades to come out the other way. Some fairly agitated passengers on board. Look at that, it's doing a reasonable tilt as well, up to 70. It only just came out of the station. God bless electric trains. They really are quite nippy. Fantastic. And this chap's carrying 91 passengers. I haven't even looked at what those new stations are actually offering up as far as passenger capacity is concerned, but I suspect it's not insignificant. Okay, hang on. Right, now, this is a bit of a concern because if you look at the length of run-in we've got here to the platform. Now, I can't have any further than that, and I can't use 2 platforms for it. Well, I could, but I can't, because another train uses this as a terminus as well, coming in the opposite direction. So the ideal would be to stick a signal about here, but were I to do so, it would get blocked in by whatever train came in next. And that's bad. Yeah, it is. Now, if I've got this right, or if I've built demand sufficient to use this, then what we should find is that this route rapidly turns into one of the most profitable we've got. And if I'm routinely left with a shed load of passengers left over, then I'll just upgrade these to be the 6 formation. We'll go straight to the 6 next, and then we'll try the 9 after that. Look, here we go. What are these 2 clowns up to? Yo, clowns. You're still waiting to come into the station, and you are in motion. Well, in which case, if I said replace now, which will cost me 3 million quid, how has that affected the situation? Right, we've got to wait till the Zephyr's on the line, effectively, and to be honest, that's a busy area, so it might have a tough time actually getting a green signal to move in. Which is going to be interesting. Blimey, he's just dropped off a stack of passengers, only made 87k. And that's the problem with these little commuter routes, is because you're going such short distances, obviously your ticket revenue is going to be quite lackluster. Do you want to head out? I mean, I will stop all other traffic so that you can get through, you magnificent toaster of a train. I mean, in your own time. But now would be good. How about now? What are you waiting for? Actually, that's a very... Oh, you're waiting for this one. Okay, right, cool. Well, in which case, I'll intercept whatever's coming in and tell it to just hold its horses for a moment. Got no passengers waiting here, which is hardly surprising because there's only one building. Alright, where are the rest of them? I put 10 trains on here. Where the heck are the rest of them? Right, you're zipping out. Go, 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 go! Fabo, right. Oh, this is good stuff. Okay, right. Well, look, you're going to end up with quite a long video today. It occurs to me now, having been speaking to you for an hour, because I don't know how long that time lapse was, but I suspect it wasn't short. There you go. That's me applying some science to the situation, and you're now fully online. Let's see if we can replace it now. I know I'm repeatedly paying... No, that didn't work. It's going to have to wait till it's done a stop, I think. Alright, well, that's not the end of the world either. There we go. In your own time... Come on, look, I've got... I need to pull some kind of, you know, explosive passing final shot together to really tie the episode into a neat little bow. And also, there's so many trains going on here at the moment that... did that do it? That did it, right. There we go, do that. Yeah, trains galore. That's all any of us really want, is just as many trains as can be possibly provided. Right, what are you packing? Nothing. That's a concern. They probably all got off here. I'd also expect, as you can see, the amount of traffic here appears... It does appear to have slimmed down a little. Now that there's a commuter route for people to use, they seem to be a little bit more cheerful about life. Right, we've got 117, 118 waiting. Good stuff. Now, this might be close enough to Dortmund that it actually expands out this far, but experience dictates that might not be the case, because towns tend to grow in a way that suits them rather than suits you. Oh, hello, what have we got going on here? Alright, have we got some joker going the wrong way? Where are you off to? You're the Euro Loop Spinwood. Well, that's nice for you. Why are you waiting? And you lot are waiting as well. You're going Vancouver, Wellington, and that you're backed up. Okay, I've broken something bigly. Something has broken in a significant fashion. What would you be waiting for? You shouldn't be waiting for anything. You should be able to just go. Unless I've put the brakes on somewhere. You've got a red signal. Turn around, turn around. Alright, still nothing. Oh, you're going to wait for this one to come out. Oh, flipping Nora. Well, okay, well, we'll stop that from happening in the future. Hang on. And... Bosh. Steam train totally ignored it. Just went, nah, I'm going. I've committed. We're off. Choo-choo. I'm going to go, yeah, well, yeah, choo-choo's all well and good, but every train in the known universe is currently waiting. Should not still be waiting. There can't possibly be anything else in there now. That's red. Nothing should come up this way, under pain of death. Show me your line. Well, that's wrong, for starters. No, you've got entirely the wrong end of the stick here. I'm going to need to put an additional on here, so after Dortmund... Or, no, hold on, there's an easier way to do this. We say, no, hold on. No, you'll be just change the platform. So, put them on platform 2. There we go. Well done, you worked it out! Oh, and that's changed the complexity of things, the complexion of things entirely. You're doing what now? I was coming from Brussels. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. You're coming from Brussels. Yep, that's exactly as it should be. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, good. All right. Worth checking these things. You never know when some route engineer has just decided to be a complete Charlie about things. Right. Yeah, get moving. We got people who need to go places. Not many people, but some. We got some people who need to go to some places. And you're supposedly taking them, so trot on. There's not really enough wagons on this, and you don't really go fast enough, do you? I think I'm going to have to upgrade the entire network to be high speed. I know you've been saying it for episodes and episodes by now, but I think that's going to have to happen. Why are we even watching this stuff? There is far more drama to be had over here at the new station. There you go. And this is the kind of area that if I take a screenshot of this and use it as the thumbnail, you'll go, what's happened here? Have I missed like 6 episodes or something? What's he done? Yeah, this is exactly what I'm going to do. We'll wait for the main line to come through. We'll get one of the commuters in shot as well. And that's going to terrify the pants off you when you see it. Either that or you'll just kind of go, oh, it's another one of these train videos. Love it. Good stuff. I've no idea what year it is. I just like watching it. There's a train, look. Where are you going? Vancouver, Wellington with 9 people on board. Certainly not a waste of money. Maximum efficiency. Now, I said we were going to wait for the main line here. And we continue to wait. Good view, though, isn't it? Isn't it a good view? I'll tell you what, I mean, the station's a good shot, and it's going to alarm you. My goodness! Whatever that is, I need to go and look at it, but not now. Okay, right, we've got a commuter coming. Here we go. This is the shot. We've got a skyscraper. We've got a bloke in a hard hat. You've got some more people wandering around. You've got the front of the station. You got a sound barrier thing going on here. It's going to look like I've advanced by 20 years. And you're going to go, oh, he's advanced by 20 years again. I hate it when he does that. There we go. Look at that. That's the shot we want. Or something very similar to that anyway. Right, there you go. I've had enough. Thank you for watching this extended dance remix of an episode of Transport Fever. I've been Colonel Failure. I do so very hope to see you in the very near future. We've got a little way to go in this series. I'm planning to take it to around, well, sometime in the 70s or 80s. Because the very next series will pick up at that point on a fresh map. So we won't go through the Steam era again. We'll go a fresh... Oh, hold on, I've broken something. Well, it was only a matter of time. Shall we have a look? What are you? You're good... How is this even possible? You're on the same route there, lads. International steel delivery 2 times. And I'm going to give you 3 seconds to figure out which one of you's got that wrong. It's you. You, turn around. Oh, there's no path. Oh, you flipping jokers. Right, okay, I'm leaving it there. Hit the pause button. We'll pick it up from here next time, and I'll fix that to start with. I've been Colonel Failure. Fling things at this video, by all means. And I'll catch up with you very soon, where we will be teaching this bloke a lesson. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.